Hey, what are you doing? What? Excuse me? Why do you do this?
Sorry?
Why do you do this? People are kidnapped. Can you explain? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's innocent people.
Yeah, they're innocent.
Yeah? They're children, they're babies, they're elderly people. Why do you do this?
Ain't nothing changed, nothing new here to see. This ain't nothing but some political maneuvering.
America.
Welcome to the eulogy, eat it up. It's called political buffoonery.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to This Week in DUMBmocracy, where we showcase some of the dumbest newsmakers of the week. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a disturbing global trend going on the past few days. You've probably seen these posters going up everywhere in metropolitan areas, or maybe you've seen them on the news. Posters of the 199 kidnapped victims of Hamas going up everywhere to raise awareness to their situation and to, God willing, get them all home. They include Israelis and Americans alike. But for some reason, people are going around tearing down these posters. We're going to explore this trend, but before we do, I'm just going to ask you to please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other shows. And if you like what you see or hear in this or any of our other shows on our channel, please be sure to smash that thumbs up button, like, comment, share the show with your friends, all that good stuff. Let's look at one specific example of the news out of Miami.
All right, everyone, let's go for a little walk. We're in Brickell. Let me show you what's going on here at this hour. You see these posters, right? These are all kidnapped Israelis, and they're out here, and they're putting the posters back up because someone caught on video, according to the person who took the video, went through Brickell last night and tore them down.
I was shocked, mortified, disgusted.
Blake Warman says he was walking through Brickell Tuesday night when he sees this. Two men tear down what he says are these kidnap posters. They show the faces of children, mothers, fathers, families that the terrorist group Hamas kidnapped from Israel in their attack. They have been posted throughout South Florida.
It's more than an issue of, this versus that. It's more of like a humanity issue. These are
Exactly right. This isn't a statement about the war between Israel and Hamas, or if you want to characterize it as Israel and Palestine, go at it. There's so many layers of politics here that one video cannot do it. This is a humanitarian issue. These people, innocent people, have been kidnapped or are being held captive right now. These posters are meant to bring awareness to that issue and to put a face to the news, to put some humanity to the news, put a face on the issue.
innocent people.
Turns out Blake says he knows the guy in the red shorts.
You can't be tearing off hostage posters of babies.
Alongside that man is this guy with crumpled paper in his hand. That's your former employee right there?
Correct, it is.
According to Dr. Juan Carlos Izquierdo, the guy in the black shorts is Dr. Ahmed Alcusa, a South Florida dentist. He was fired from the dental offices of CG Smile after the video surfaced Wednesday.
And to me, that's totally warranted. This is another case of FAFO. You know what around and find out. This dentist, this professional, an educated man, going around and tearing down these posters, it just doesn't make sense to me how someone who's supposed to be a reasonable person, again, a professional, a doctor, do no harm and all that, is going around tearing down these faces. It's dehumanizing.
You fired him right away.
Right away, without hesitation.
And what did he say?
He tried to come into the office. I didn't allow him to. I just told him, stay back.
This just shows how important it is to speak up.
We tried to reach out to the dentist to get his side, but we got no response.
Now, that's the initial reporting, but this intrepid reporter from the ABC affiliate in Miami, he got a response. In fact, this dentist put out a whole press conference.
Well, this dentist who lost his job after this video went viral now says he was simply trying to help.
Okay, if you buy that, there's a bridge in Brooklyn that I got the deed to that I want to sell you guys. But, send your money to the show and I'll send you a deed. I'll send you all a deed. Each of you get your own. If you believe that, you probably believe anything.
In his words, he felt that these posters of Israeli children, infants, moms, and dads were causing divisiveness in the Brickell area, and he said to help out, he took them down.
Anything that's insightful is not the answer right now.
So this is the video that went viral. Dr. Ahmed Al-Kusa, a South Florida dentist, seen here in Brickell taking down posters of Israelis kidnapped by Hamas. There was outrage over this video, and Dr. Al-Kusa was swiftly fired from his job at CG Smile. Now the dentist giving his side to the story.
I would love to hear this.
So would I.
Unfortunately, my video of 4 seconds gotten taken way out of context, as well as the way that my former employer had portrayed it, that, you know, it's an act of, you know, supporting terrorism, and it's the very, very contrary.
Oh, this I gotta hear.
The 31-year-old Muslim from Lebanon says he took down the posters to protect both Jews and Muslims. He felt the posters of missing women, children, infants could trigger people and feed into hate and cause divisiveness. He cites a recent case in Illinois where a 71-year-old is charged with fatally stabbing a 6-year-old Muslim child because of his faith amid the ongoing war in the Middle East.
And that is a tragedy as well that must be mourned, and justice should be served on that SOB as well. Hate is hate, people. It doesn't matter who it comes from or what their reasons are. Hate is the enemy here.
The reason they are putting these posters up is that you have children, infants, mothers, fathers who were kidnapped from their homes. How in the world is taking down those posters promoting peace? And some people may say this is just an excuse. You were caught on video and now this is an excuse.
Right. Again, it all boils down to, and I understand what you're saying. Yes, if you can show those posters, and if anybody can help find those people, then please help them. Help Israel, help the people in Palestine.
Then why did you do it?
So then why take them down if you want people to see the posters and help? Isn't the way that you get help to leave the posters up? This is completely ridiculous.
Okay, so that's his side of the story. A couple of
I love this reporter's sarcasm. It's great. Good on you, sir.
notes here. He claims that he asked law enforcement and they gave him the okay to do this. He also said that if there were posters of Palestinian children impacted by the war, he would take down those posters as well. And one final note, he says he is looking into all legal options when it comes to his former employer.
But this dentist is one person doing this. This could be an isolated story, right? Well, if you've been on social media over the weekend, you will see clearly this is a global trend, and it's scary to think about. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. So in further researching this trend, I went online to see where else is this happening. And it turns out it's happening pretty much everywhere. I've seen videos from all over the country. I've seen videos from other parts of the world. I've seen news stories from all over the world. And most disturbingly, this is happening on Ivy League campuses and college campuses all over the country.
Hey, what are you doing? What? Excuse me? Why do you do this?
Sorry?
Why do you do this? People are kidnapped. Can you explain? Yeah? It's innocent people.
Yeah, they're innocent.
Yeah? The children, the babies, the elderly people. Why do you do this? Why do you do this? What is your name? Excuse me, what is your name? Are you proud? Are you proud of yourself? This is innocent people!
Absolutely disgusting. I can't think of an explanation for this. This is hateful behavior. So this person doesn't seem to have an explanation, but in other videos you're going to hear some explanations, but let's just let this play out, because there is a confrontation right at the end of the video that gets cut off.
Babies! Mothers! Kidnapped! Raped! Why do you do this? This is disgrace. Why do you do this?
See, look at this. See, people are stepping up, and this guy's going to step in and block this woman. I don't know if this got worse in that confrontation. I'm hoping it didn't. The video does cut off at this point, and we're going to go to another one, but this is a powder keg and it's going to explode.
Why don't you do something for Palestine? Why don't you... This is for Palestine.
This is for Palestine, this woman says in London. I don't get how bringing awareness to victims of terror who have been kidnapped would be something in favor of Palestine. I don't get that at all. It doesn't make sense.
Exclusive, it's children. It's children, it's innocent people.
Okay, what about the children in Palestine?
Okay, good question if you want to ask that. You're free to put up your own posters and bring awareness to that. These people are bringing awareness to this issue. If you want to bring awareness to an issue that's dear to you, that's close to you, that you're passionate about, no one's stopping you from doing the same thing. In fact, I dare say that people would not be tearing down your posters. Tearing down someone else's message is no way to get out your message.
It doesn't make it... Jesus.
We're taking it down?
Why are you taking those signs down?
Where are the Palestinians?
Why are you taking those signs down?
What does that have to do with the kidnapped kids?
What's the matter with you?
What's the problem? It's a fucking hostage. What's wrong with you?
Why are you taking the signs down?
It doesn't matter if it's Jew or Palestinian.
What's happening with Palestinians?
It has nothing to do with them.
Where are the Palestinians?
So put your own sign up.
Who took any Palestinians? Why are you taking the signs down?
Why is she taking the pictures off?
It's all over the place. Within New York, Boston, London.
Do you know this person? Is she doing it all?
Yeah.
That is so sad. That is...
Why are you tearing them down? Innocent people were kidnapped.
People killed the hospital.
I don't know if you caught that, but that guy said innocent people were killed in a hospital, spreading the misinformation that was put out there by Hamas that was amplified by Rashida Tlaib. Look at the video in the right-hand corner. There's a link there to a video showing how Rashida Tlaib, a member of Congress, was spreading that propaganda from a terrorist organization. Check that out after you check out this video.
Why you are taking off our poster of people that were kidnapped? Thank you very much for coming to... They were kidnapped by Hamas. Why you're doing that?
What about the Palestinian children?
What is that? What is that anything to do with those kids that were kidnapped by Hamas? What is that anything to do?
I like your made-up accent. Yeah, I know.
Made-up accent? Okay, that's just straight anti-Semitism right there. That is beyond the pale.
You're a very real country.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this?
Oh, fuck off.
Why are you doing this, mate?
They're kidnapped.
Fuck off. Yeah, what's happening in Palestine? What's happening there?
These
What's
are
happening?
innocent civilians that you're tearing down the posters. We're not talking about them. These are innocent civilians. Innocent civilians.
Yes, they are civilians. We agree on this.
Yeah? So how do you feel about the Palestinians? What's happening there?
Innocent civilians.
Innocent civilians, I mean, this is their lives.
Kidnapped.
Yeah, so why do you not give a fuck about them?
It breaks
These
my
are
heart.
how...
Why do people infer that people who are putting up posters bringing awareness to victims of terrorism don't care about other victims in other circumstances, either close to the issue, like in Palestine, or any other issue of concern? Reasonable people can walk and chew gum at the same time, can't they? They can care about one issue and bring awareness to that issue while also being sympathetic to any other side or any other facet of the issue as well. I don't get this zero-sum mentality, this black and white mentality that the anti-Israel proponents, I guess we'll call them, these people tearing down these posters, are putting out there. Just because the poster is out there doesn't mean that the person putting the poster up doesn't care about people in Palestine. It means that they care about these specific people. For all you know, they may know them. They may know somebody who knows them. This is the issue they're choosing to advocate. This is the First Amendment. Obviously, this is London, but you get the point I'm making about the rest of the places we're talking about here. There is a freedom of speech here where people can pick and choose what they want to speak out on. Now, if you want to challenge those views, do so reasonably, but don't suppress the other side's views to support your own. That's just completely buffoonish.
How many people versus thousands?
So then make your own posters, but don't rip down the innocent civilians that we've been advocating for.
No, there's inaccurate information in there about
what's the inaccurate information?
Rapes. Where's the evidence of that?
Are you serious?
I also just want to point out, she said, What are the lives of these couple of hundred people in the face of thousands in comparison? Well, we can say the same thing about any number of issues in our own country or around the world. People who are suffering by the millions in places. But that doesn't stop you from putting up a poster to bring awareness to that issue. It's a false dichotomy. It's a false comparison.
Evidence of that.
You want evidence of women being raped?
Do you have any evidence?
Yes, we do. We do.
What
Yeah,
kind
you
of a
do.
fucking
Show
idiot
me.
are you?
Show me.
We have evidence of that.
Show me.
They had GoPros on.
Show me.
And then there are all the instances that aren't caught on video. There's stories out of Melbourne, Australia, for example, about this happening. There's stories all around the world of this happening. It's hatred. Pure, unadulterated hatred. Victimhood is not a competition, people. There's enough sympathy and empathy to go around in the world. There's an endless supply of it that you don't need to tear down sympathy for one to garner sympathy for another. It doesn't work that way. Reasonable people can say that they are sympathetic to one group and the other group at the same time. You can be sympathetic to the plight of victims of kidnapping by Hamas, as well as the victims of Hamas who are Palestinian, who have been living under their rule. Or if you want to say that Israel is suppressing the Palestinian people, you can make that argument as well. But there's sympathy for everyone in unfortunate circumstances, regardless of who they are. That's what reasonable people do. They're able to walk and chew gum at the same time. But what shouldn't be done, in my opinion, is to tear someone down to raise someone else up. That's not the way this country is supposed to work, in my opinion. Don't tear down a poster of someone else who has been a victim of terror to raise awareness to someone else who's been a victim of terror. Raise them both up at the same time. It's this whole thing that I keep going through in my head about separating out the terror from the people, especially when it comes to Palestine. I'm not going to go around saying that everybody in Palestine or everybody who supports Palestine is a terrorist. Hamas are terrorists. They are the people who committed these atrocities, this kidnapping, this brutality, this murder, this victimizing of these Israeli kidnapped victims. We can separate them, the horrible terrorists, out from the people of Palestine. I just don't understand why supporters of Palestine, the pro-Palestinian people out there, are not doing that. I've talked about it with the Squad and their reactions to this conflict. I've talked about it with Rashida Tlaib and her amplification of Hamas talking points. Why is it so hard to separate out Hamas, the terror organization, from the people of Palestine, from the pro-Palestinian side? I just don't get that. The only thought I have to account for this is the mentality of socialism, because we've seen socialists are the ones supporting the rallies. The DSA in New York comes to mind that I discussed in another video, which I'm going to put in the right-hand corner of the screen. The socialist mentality is central planning, right? It's everything comes from the top down. You must conform with what the central command is telling you, and no dissent is allowed. Therefore, if you are going against the central top-down order from the socialists, you must be suppressed. Your view cannot threaten their control. Socialism is about control, central planning of economies, central planning of lives. We've seen it in communist societies where dissent is not tolerated to extreme measures. We've seen it in Stalinist Russia. We've seen it in communist China. Dissent must be put down at all costs. The tearing down of these posters is emblematic of that philosophy. So I'm not saying all these people are socialist. They have their own agendas. Some of them spoke what they were, others didn't. What I am saying is that the influence of socialism in this pro-Palestinian movement, or if you want to call it anti-Israeli movement, can be seen by the tearing down of these posters. You are tearing down your opponent because no dissent is tolerated at all. And another reason why I point to socialism is look at the locations of these videos that we're seeing this hatred. New York, Boston, Los Angeles, and college universities. These are areas where socialism flourishes. We have seen politicians from these areas who openly support socialism. And it goes without saying how rampant socialism is on college campuses all across the country. So at the end of it all, and in summary, I think we all need to stand up to this sort of socialist dissent will not be tolerated mentality, and we need to stand up for causes we believe in without tearing down other causes that you think are competing with your cause. So that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Are you in favor of these people tearing down these signs? Let me know what you think in the comments. And please, like, share the show with your friends, all that good stuff. I want to hear from you. I don't necessarily want to know whether you're pro-Israel, pro-Palestine, anti-Israel, anti-Palestine, whatever your position is, that's your position. But I do want to hear if you are pro-humanitarian and agree with me or not about the idea that there's enough sympathy and empathy for everyone involved in this issue. So leave me a comment, and please keep coming back, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so we can have more conversations just like this one, talking about all the shenanigans and buffoonery that happens every day this week in DUMBmocracy.
All views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily of the mainstream media and may offend some listeners. It's called political buffoonery.